This is OwlUp, where learning happens in minutes, not hours. For a deeper journey, explore all our courses at owlup.co. Now, let's dive in. Welcome to Chapter 1 of our series, Mastering World War II Historical Reenactment. In this episode, titled The Art of World War II Reenactment, we'll explore the fascinating world of reenactment, uncovering its purpose and the different ways enthusiasts bring history to life. So, grab your gear and let's dive in. A crowd watches smoke roll over a field as soldiers in wool uniforms advance, and then one of them checks his smartphone. Right now, tens of thousands of people worldwide spend weekends reenacting World War II, on purpose. Why do they do it? And what are they really recreating? Step close to a World War II reenactment line, and you'll notice something unexpected: the quiet. Under the crack of blank fire and shouted commands, there's a disciplined hum. Checklists, inspections, tiny corrections. Much of the art here happens long before anyone sees a battlefield demonstration. It lives in late-night archive dives, careful sewing at kitchen tables, and heated debates over whether a certain button style was issued in 42 or 43. Reenactors aren't just performing, they're curating a movable museum that has to function in the rain, under stress, and in front of people who might catch every flaw, or know nothing at all. Like tuning an orchestra before a concert, the real magic is in the alignment. Safety rules with spectacle, respect with realism, personal thrill with public education. That tension is where this hobby turns into a craft. Seen from a distance, a World War II event can look spontaneous. Tents dot a field, vehicles rumble past, a drill sergeant barks in clipped cadence. Up close, you start to see the hidden scaffolding, unit bylaws, event rules, insurance requirements, and unspoken social codes that decide who gets to do what, wear what, and carry which weapon. Groups debate rank inflation, age limits, even how exhausted a soldier should appear after a march. Like weather systems nudged by tiny changes in pressure, small choices about kit standards or scripts can reshape the entire atmosphere of an event, for better or worse. Step into the planning meeting behind a big event, and the first surprise is how little anyone talks about winning. The language is about logistics, layers, and limits. Organizers start by sketching the event like a map. Public zones, semi-private camp areas, off-limit safety buffers. Then they decide what story each zone will speak. One street might focus on civilian rationing and Red Cross aid, another on a field workshop repairing radios, another on a frontline aid station quietly dealing with the cost of combat. From there, the art gets granular. Units negotiate who portrays which year, theater, and role so the field doesn't turn into a visual jumble of mismatched gear. A late-war Eastern Front unit parked next to early-war North Africa looks jarring, so coordinators shuffle placements the way a conductor seats instruments. Each group placed where its look and sound reinforce the overall theme. Money shapes the canvas as much as ideas. Authentic wool, leather, and steel compete with mortgages and groceries. Some units set minimum impression lists to keep standards from sliding. Others create loaner closets so newcomers can try the hobby without a four-figure entry fee. Behind every pristine kit, there's usually a spreadsheet. Shared tents, pooled fuel for vehicles, group buys of blank ammunition, negotiated discounts with sutlers who specialize in period-correct gear. Ethics add another layer of design. Allied and Axis groups often meet months in advance to agree on boundaries. No ad-libbed speeches that drift into propaganda. No unsupervised use of sensitive insignia. Clear context signs where the public will see controversial uniforms. Many events script moments of pause into the weekend. Flag-lowering ceremonies, battlefield walkthroughs with narration, or veteran interviews, so the noise of mock battle is framed by reflection. Even the weather becomes part of the palette. A forecast of scorching heat might trigger a shift from assault scenarios to shorter patrols and living history talks under shadeflies, preserving both safety and atmosphere. Mud can cancel vehicle maneuvers but create perfect conditions for trench demonstrations. Flexibility is the hidden skill here, the ability to rewrite a weekend story overnight without losing coherence. Your challenge this week? Find the online presence of one World War II reenactment unit in your region and study how they present themselves. What stories they highlight, what rules they publish, what boundaries they set. And ask yourself how those choices would shape your experience if you stepped into their camp. Walk through a well-run event, and you'll notice that each unit plays a different part of the historical score. One group might specialize in signals, quietly laying out field telephones and switchboards, letting visitors handle Bakelite handsets and puzzle over message pads. Another might focus on field kitchens, actually producing period-style meals on smoky stoves, explaining why certain ingredients vanished from menus after a given year. A third might build a tiny aid post that evolves over the weekend, from neat rows of supplies on Friday to cluttered, blood-marked bandages by Sunday, echoing the tempo of scheduled battles. Some groups even rehearse tiny, unscripted vignettes, a corporal checking paybooks, a clerk updating a wall map, never announced on the program, discovered only by people who linger. Like a jazz ensemble, the most compelling units improvise within agreed boundaries, responding to questions, weather, and neighboring camps, while staying anchored to a specific time, place, and role. As digital tools creep in, organizers face a choice: let technology drown the field in spectacle, or use it like subtle stage lighting. AR overlays might soon let visitors scrub through layers of time, comparing a camp today with the same ground in 1940 or 1950. Curators are also quietly expanding whose memories get space: colonial troops, displaced families, resistance networks. So the hobby bends away from a narrow, uniformed focus and towards something closer to a weather map of human experience in total war. In the end, the art here is less about war and more about timekeeping. Each event is a brief break in the weather of daily life, a high-pressure system of effort sweeping over an empty field, leaving behind new stories, friendships, and questions. The real measure of success isn't louder pyrotechnics, but whether people drive home thinking differently about 1939 to 45. Here's your challenge this week. Choose one World War II unit, theater, and year, for example, 101st Airborne, Normandy, 1944, and assemble a basic, historically accurate impression checklist you could realistically start building. Price out 3 core items, boots, field jacket, and headgear, from actual reenactment vendors online and save the links in one place. Then, commit to reaching out to one local World War II reenactment group or museum living history program, email, Facebook group, or website form to ask if your chosen impression would fit into their events. This was OwlUp, your daily step forward. To keep learning with structured courses and more insights, go to owlup.co. Until tomorrow!